Okay, so this is information about solo contests. We're about to start our solo contest unit. We're going to have it running simultaneously with our fall concert unit. So ladies, let me talk to you really quickly about what solo contest is. Today we're going to be doing a listening exercise just to kind of introduce you to the different songs that so there's a prescribed music list that UIL puts out. I have to choose music off of this prescribed music list, or PML, for you to sing at solo contest, because solo contest is a UIL event. Now that being said, the PML is mostly geared toward high school students. So I have the wonderful job of taking a list that's really geared and created mostly for high school students and paring it down and choosing the best songs off of that list for middle school students, okay? So what you're gonna be hearing today, no, it's not like pop music that you would hear on the radio, but it is the best of the best for your age group that I have found on the PML. The PML changes frequently. Sometimes things fall off the list, sometimes things are added to the list. So I try to stay apprised of all of that stuff. You won't listen to everything that I have curated over the years. We won't listen to all of it today. It's just an introduction to some of the pieces, some of the most popular pieces that girls choose, okay? So we're going to listen to that, and I'm going to tell you about solo contest. So today's listening exercise does not mean that you are signing yourself up for solo contest. The reason that I do it this way is because I am not a believer in only one group getting to do all of the things, okay? I am a believer in my entire choir program. If they choose to participate in the extra things that we do, they all have the opportunity to do that. I am not going to just pick one class and say they get to do the extra stuff, because I think you all deserve that opportunity. I'm also not of the mind that I'm going to force you to do it, because when I force you to do something and it's not something that you have chosen to do, you have a very different attitude about it, okay? And choosing someone to learn a solo contest song may push them so far outside of their comfort zone that they go from loving choir to hating choir and hating me, because I force them to do something that they are so terribly uncomfortable with, okay? So I'm not going to force you to do it. I just want to give you the opportunity to do it, okay? So today, this is everyone's opportunity to have an introduction to solo contest, find out what it's all about, and then you can choose to do it from here. Okay, so the listening exercise is not signing you up for solo contest. It is your introduction to what solo contest is, okay? So here's what solo contest is. You're gonna listen today to some songs. If you choose to do solo contest after this, you'll meet with me one-on-one during class. We're gonna sing through the 2 songs that you choose today that are your favorite 2 songs, okay, off of the list that we listen to. We'll sing through those together. And if one of those fits really nicely in your voice, we have found your solo contest song. Now, sometimes the song that you have chosen, the 2 songs that you've chosen, they really don't work in your voice. And I want you to have a song that you're going to be very successful on at solo contest, okay? So I might say, okay, well, you like this kind of music. I have one that's kind of similar to that, but it's in a different range, or it does some different things. And let's try this other song, okay? Keeping in mind the style and the kind of music that you seem drawn to. Okay, so most of the time we get to choose a song, one of the 2 off of your list. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and I recommend something different. Or sometimes you've chosen like the easiest music on the list, and I'm like, no, you need something more challenging than that. And I know that you love that, but sorry, you need something more challenging, and I'm going to push you. Okay? And that is me being partially just being me. Okay, but it's also me being the teacher that's really pushing you to be your best, okay? Now, once we find your song, I will give you a paper copy of that song for you to start practicing with, okay? And once a week for 10 minutes during class, you will come up, and with all the other girls from your class that might be doing that same exact song, all of y'all, so let's say there's 3 of you doing The Last from the Low Country. You're going to come up to the piano and socially distance yourselves and practice that song with me at the piano. Okay? Then you will sit down, and the next day we'll do another 10 minutes with another group of girls. Okay? And it's going to be taking place during class. If you're a remote learner, then you will do your 10 minutes a week with me over Zoom. And so everyone that's remote that is doing that solo contest song, you will meet with me on Zoom once a week, and we will do your solo contest practice on Zoom once a week for 10 minutes, okay? All right, and also if you're a remote learner and you need a copy of the music, I can provide it 3 different ways. I can provide it for you by emailing it to your parents for you to print off at home. I can post a PDF of it in Canvas that you can also print off at home, or I can make a paper copy, a physical copy and leave it in the front office for you to come and pick up. I do want everyone to have a physical copy of their music because I think all of you understand now, having been in here for a while, how important it is that you have a physical copy, not an electronic copy of your music, so that you can mark on it, you can highlight it, you can do all of those things with that physical copy of music that you can't do when you're scrolling back and forth on a screen, okay? All right, so you've got your copy of music. You'll practice with me once a week for 10 minutes. Then solo contest occurs late in October, and you will meet up at Utley Middle School, and we have already planned a socially distanced version of solo contest for you, okay? So you will report to the cafeteria. When it's your turn to sing, you will you'll be escorted to your room. We're gonna have escorts this year to keep everybody spread apart. And then you will go into your room, and it's just a regular old classroom. You're not walking into a big, huge auditorium to sing for a huge crowd of people. You're walking into a regular classroom, much like this one, where there's a desk in one section of the room, there's a keyboard in the other section of the room, and there's you. It's just the 3 of you, okay? You're all spread apart. Even on a non-COVID year, this is a very socially distanced activity, kind of just naturally, okay? So you're spread apart in the room. You will sing for your judge. Once you are finished singing, the judge will probably say a few words to you. They might ask you to sing a couple of measures of the music again. That doesn't mean anything. Don't read anything into that. And then you're done, and your judge will give you a rating. The ratings go from 1 being the highest to 5 being the lowest. This is just like any other UIL activity. 1 is the highest score, 5 is the lowest. 1 is considered a score of superior. 2 is considered a score of excellent. Both of these scores are good. Obviously, we're going to shoot for the top. We're going to shoot for that superior score. But a score of excellent is nothing to cry about or to be upset about, okay? Those of you that receive a superior score or a superior rating from your judge, you will receive a medal for your achievement. And those of you that receive a rating of excellent, you will receive a ribbon from your judge, okay? Anything below a 2 there's not an award for that, but the 1s and 2s will receive awards. Your judge's rating will not come to you immediately. It is something that you will receive from me on Monday, the following Monday of school, okay? So this all takes place on a Saturday at Utley Middle School, and then you'll get the results on Monday at school. You'll get your judge's sheet back with all of their comments on it, and either your medal or your ribbon, okay? Any questions about that? Yes, ma'am?
Is there one judge or is there multiple?
One judge. Now, yes, there are multiple different judges, but you only sing for one of them. So we typically have 3 or 4 rooms running, so there will be 3 or 4 different judges, but you will just sing for one of those judges.
Are they adults or are they kids?
They are adults. These are middle school choir directors that judge you, okay?
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? Okay, so that's how solo contest works. So today we're gonna start the song selection process. If you choose to do solo contest after that, you and I will choose your song together. Then we will move on to 10-minute rehearsals once a week. Online people, you will also have your 10 minutes once a week. And then we will, we will get you ready for solo contest, okay? Usually I have 6 weeks to get ready for solo contest. This time it's a little more like 4 weeks. So we're really gonna hit the ground running, but it's still plenty of time. Now, all of your resources that you need as far as recordings, the rehearsal recordings that you need to practice on your own at home, and there will be practice required of you on your own at home. Please understand that. Your once a week 10-minute rehearsal is not enough time for you to get ready for this. You have to go home and practice on your own. All of those materials are on Canvas, and I'm gonna show you exactly where to find those, okay? So if you look at the screen, I'm gonna pull Canvas up here real quickly. And you're gonna see, here I am on my welcome screen, okay? This is my welcome screen. I want you to scroll down below my welcome screen, and you see all these icons down here, okay? Girls, this one that says Girls Solo Contest right here, this is the one you're going to choose, and it's gonna take you straight to my Google Drive, where you're gonna see all of these Girls Solo Contest rehearsal tracks, okay? So the first one you see says Girls Solo Rehearsal Tracks, A through D. That means that if your song title starts A through D, this is where you're gonna find your recording, okay? If your song title starts N through T, it's gonna be down here. Okay, so let's click on this first one, A through D. Okay, so you'll see below in the valley, you'll see high, and you'll see below in the valley, low. There are two different versions of pretty much every girl song. Both of those versions are listed and here in the Google Drive, and when I assign your song to you, I will tell you, okay, you're gonna do Cradle Song, but you're gonna practice with the low version. Make sure that you are paying attention and you're practicing with the low version and not the high version. Okay, because sometimes the high version is, for altos especially, it puts you in a real uncomfortable part of your range, so you wanna make sure that you are paying attention to that low and high designation, okay? You'll see one of the tracks has voice listed next to it, and one of the tracks has accompaniment listed next to it. So the one that has voice listed next to it, obviously that's the piano and the voice together. That's what you're gonna learn to get really comfortable with your voice part, all of the notes, all of the rhythms. And then once you know that really well, you're gonna stop practicing with that voice part and you're just gonna practice with the piano accompaniment. And you wanna get there as soon as you possibly can. How many times have you gone to sing with a karaoke track of a song that you feel like you know like the back of your hand, and then you start singing without the voice and you're like, oh, I don't know this as well as I thought I did, right? It happens even to me. So make sure that you get away from that voice recording as quickly as you can and start practicing with just the piano. But everything you need to practice on your own is here, okay? So that's how you will access all of your rehearsal tracks. Right there on Canvas, scroll to the bottom, click on the icon that says Girls Solo Contest, and it's gonna bring you straight here to all of these recording tracks, okay? Rehearsal tracks, I mean. Any questions about that? Okay.